Well, it seems as though everybody is going to need to go ahead and wave to little Kevin. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. I was in my travels and it just seems like I ran into a situation where little Kevin done fucked up the church's money. Possibly. Okay, so the Oscars are coming. Big deal. It's a big deal. Okay? It's a big deal. The Academy, baby. Movies and television. Big deal. It also happens to be the lifelong dream of Kevin Hart to host the Oscars, right along with a whole lot of other people. That's a big deal. This is a big gig. Everybody wants to host the Oscars, okay? So Kevin got hired to host the Oscars. And the Academy has actually come back to Kevin and basically said, listen, we had an outpouring. Some people got some issues with you because they've gone through your old tweets and some of your old comedy act, and you had a lot of homophobic statements, and it's a problem. So Kevin, who, up to this point, I like Kevin Hart. I've always been a Kevin Hart fan. I don't really follow him like that, so I don't know what the hell he tweeted. So I can't even speak on that. Um, I have seen comedy specials. Nothing too. Again, I like him, but I don't follow like that. I haven't seen all the movies and all of that. I think he's funny. I think he's cute, little guy, and all of that. But this stuff was problematic. It was some stuff. He tweeted something about, his son, if his son was gay, somebody I'd beat him over the head with a dollhouse and I'd do anything to keep him from being gay and all of this kind of stuff. So depending on what the context was, now when you're saying stuff like that in a comedy act, jokes are jokes, and I don't go too far with jokes. When people are doing a comedy act, it is what it is. They say anything to shock and get a laugh. So I don't put too much into it, okay? So that's just me. But when you get to just tweeting things, and then there's been other instances where he's been calling people fags and just been out of order. You've been out of order. So we see you obviously have some issues about homosexuality. You're not with it. Just to be said, you're not with it. And that's cool. And that's cool. Now that you know that, that's when you can actually make an informed decision whether I want to support this person or not. Okay, because it's up front now. So at this point now, me personally, as being a gay male myself, I have to make a decision at this point. Do I want to support Kevin Hart anymore? Being as though I actually know this information now. And I can pretty much tell you, y'all know where I'm going to stand on it. Kevin, I still think you're cute, but I can't do you. You done fucked up the church's money as pertains to spillitboy money, Milan Trezor money, and James Colwell money. You done fucked up the church's coin. I ain't got nothing for you. But it is what it is. But see, I'm not just one person. I'm a whole community. Okay? So Kevin goes ahead. The Academy comes back. They say, what we need for you to do, we need you to go and make this right. We need you to go ahead out here and make a public apology to the LGBTQ community about the remarks that you have made. Well, Kevin Hart decided, oh no, no, baby, I'm not doing that. Now, this for me is respectable. This lends to that where I tell y'all I thought that Kevin is cute. I think he's attractive. I think he's cute. And I like to be a man that's staying in this shit now. You a little short little piece of man. But, if you can stand in your shit, I like it now. I don't like this subject. I could never mess with you. But it's sexy when a man stands up and say, I ain't doing that, and I ain't saying no shit that I don't mean. Cause y'all know I hate those apologies that people don't really mean. I can't stand it. But he said, I'm not doing that shit. I ain't doing it. I said, oh, okay. So the Academy said, okay. You all know how it worked out after that. Next, we see Kevin come back out, and then he's saying, that he withdrew. He withdrew from hosting the Oscars. So, like I know, that means, allegedly, all that means is you got fired, bitch. You done got fired, and they told you go out there and tell them that you're withdrawing, or we're gonna go out and tell them that we fired you, so you can handle that however you want to. But all in all, your ass ain't doing the Oscars. So I don't believe for 1 second that Kevin decided on his own that he wasn't doing the Oscars. It's been a lifelong dream of his, and he's actually spoken it. That it was a lifelong dream of his to host the Oscars and be able to be a comedian doing that. And so now you're withdrawing. Okay, cool. So you withdrawn. That's fine. You got fired. You withdrew because you stood in your shit. Cool. Now, was that the smartest idea? I don't think so. I hate the fake apologies, but at this point, this would have been time for one of those fake apologies, for Kevin. Like, are you kidding me? Because right now, what you weren't thinking about, it's nice to stand in your shit. But do you know who the Academy is? Do you know you've pissed off Hollywood at this point by not playing the game? Remember the last person that didn't play the game? What y'all seen her doing lately? Y'all know. Everybody stand with me, my loves. And everybody stand with me and let's boycott Netflix, honey. And everybody got their $8.95 and $11.95 still coming out of their account, honey. I think you've actually joined those ranks at this point. So I say, without too much thought, I think Kevin Hart done fucked up the church's money. Okay, y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think. I think this thing is pretty much done for Kevin. Now, I'm going to say this. I've always looked at comedy as being a heterosexual sport. There are gay comics, but on the large scale of who makes it and who doesn't make it, and who actually is in those comedy clubs and who supports them, it's not people like myself for the most part. It is a heterosexual sport. Even when I was just invited to go and see Mike Epps this coming Sunday. And I told my god sister, girl, I don't want to go see no goddamn Mike Epps. I like Mike Epps, but I don't want to go see Mike Epps. When you ask me to go to the comedy club, it's like asking me to go sit at the barbershop. That's a heterosexual sport. I ain't really feeling that. That's just not really my thing. When you look around a comedy club, you see heterosexuals. That's their thing. So by all means, Kevin Hart, you should be okay as it pertains to the comedy club circuit and things of that nature and going to see your movies in that. If the LGBTQ community decides they don't want to watch your movies and they don't want to support ticket sales for your shows, I think you would be okay. Possibly. Now, on that end of things, I believe there's enough of you all to keep Kevin rolling. But there's enough of us behind the desk to cause a problem for Kevin. See, with this whole little thing here, how you just basically said, look, I feel like this about these gay situations and these homophobic comments. I feel this type of way and I ain't taking it back and I'm going to stand in it. There's enough of us sitting behind the desk that makes those big dollar decisions that actually makes for you to be able to have ticket sales, for you to be able to be booked at the comedy club, that opens up the doors for the heterosexuals to actually pour their money in for your ticket sales. But if we being the homosexual community, that LGBTQ community, who you said to hell with that, there's enough of us sitting behind desks to cut some of your sales, to cut some of the positions where you even have tickets to sell. So I feel very confident in saying I think Kevin Hart just fucked up the bag. I really do. And I think somebody else thought that too, because a little bit after that, after Kevin withdrew from his gig at the Oscars, he ended up backpedaling the pussy popping and came out and made a statement apologizing to the LGBTQ community for the remarks. Now I'm confused. Who got in your ear, Kevin, and told you that you fucked up the church's money? Because somebody contacted Kevin and told Kevin, you done fucked up the church's money. What are you doing? But it was too late. The Oscar gig is gone. And that apology, I think too much, too little, too late. Backpedaling and pussy popping not going to work today. I don't know. This is just, I ran into this in my travels. This is how I felt about the situation. It was poor Kevin Hart that sat up there. He done backpedaled and pussy pop, but I think he done messed up his gay following. I really do. I really believe he has truly screwed up his gay following, and I believe it's going to fuck up his bottom line. That's just my thoughts. That's what I think. You all hit them comments and tell me what y'all think. Do you think that Kevin Hart is going to be fine? Do you think Kevin Hart is going to have 5, 10 more movies coming out next year and booming sales down to the box office? Or do you think that Kevin Hart has fucked up the bag? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys are going to say.